This is Matti McLean with transforMATTIve, joined today by Megan Catalina. Catalina?
Hi. Yep, Catalina.
Yes. I'm horrendously white, which is kind of the point of our monologue. Your monologue is white bread dating.
White bread baking. Yep.
How are you feeling with it? How are you holding up with everything?
It's a lot of fun. I was really thinking back to moments where people have said really similar things to me. I think I might have mentioned this in our last rehearsal, but I'm actually Puerto Rican. Uh, and there's
Which
definitely
I
more of a
learned the
culture.
hard way.
But it's fine. It's fine. I have friends who look just like me and are half Mexican, so it's a universal feeling. But I remember, I don't know if I mentioned this in the last rehearsal, but Puerto Ricans and Dominicans, Caribbean, much more common here on the East Coast, mainly because it's a shorter distance.
Makes sense.
In California, not so much. So I was growing up with people who were like, "What's Puerto Rico?" Like they never
Hmm.
had even heard of it. Like they never knew West Side Story or J Lo. Um,
Okay.
so
My horrendous shame is that you see me. You see what color my skin is.
yes,
Uh, when I was in grade 9, the musical chosen by my local company was West Side Story, and I had to play a shark.
yeah, yeah. I was in
We
Once
were
on
a
This
part of the
Island.
problem. We were encouraged to tan all summer.
Oh, yikes!
Oof.
That's bad.
The things we did. The things we did.
Uh, yeah, right. But yeah. So
I think I
going
just
through this,
canceled
I was,
myself. I think it's...
you know,
Anyways,
but um, yeah, going through this was really fun because I got to think back to all of those horrible things that people have said to me, where they've said like, "Oh, you don't look Puerto Rican. You're so pretty. You're so pale. You're so white. You're so all of this," and um, it doesn't regardless of all of those people saying that, it doesn't change the fact that I grew up around my brown family. I grew up with arroz con gandules and hearing Mark Anthony singing because Mark Anthony was my great grandma's favorite artist. So that's who I am, regardless of how I come across to other people. Um,
no, your
so it was fun to.
identity is literally the core to everything, and that
Mhm.
carries through even if other people don't see it. So
Yeah. So
yeah.
I'm happy I get to work on this because it's something that's been on my mind a lot lately, especially with white passing privilege and trying to be conscious of who I am, but also how I am perceived in the world. It's it's a lot, and so that's been a journey for me lately. So I'm happy that I get to make some fun jokes with this monologue.
There's the obvious challenge of, for me, in regards to this monologue, where I was just like, I
Mhm.
came to you very delicately, being like, this is me writing, trying to write from your point of view, but
Mhm.
also acknowledging your experience and your life is very different than mine, and giving
Mhm.
you the whole freedom to be like, however, this is like, if there's anything inappropriate, axe it. You've been very gracious with me on that, and so thank you for uh, allowing me the chance to tell a story from your perspective that you can shine in. So,
Thank you.
so you never want to assume other people's experiences, but you also want
Right.
to, make sure that you're being respectful and honorable.
Yeah, exactly.
With all that being said, shall we dive in?
Let's do it.
All right.
Let's do it. Okay.
Feel free to take a breath, get yourself in the space, and rock
Sure.
it.
Okay. Up until this point, it was going really well. He was kind, considerate, charming. And so when he asked if I wanted to grab food afterwards, I said, yeah. I was having a good time and I wanted to see where it went. But I knew we were in trouble when he looked at me and asked if I liked tacos. Like just saying it hits the ear wrong. Tacos, like a more solid form of Play Doh. And so I said, no, no, I think I'll just have some nachos. To which he responded, oh, you mean nachos? It wasn't just that he had gone out of his way to wrongfully correct me, it was that he dismissed me first. I mean, it's one thing to be stupid, but how ignorant can you be? And this is a very specific form of ignorance, exclusive to a very specific type of white person that I'm sure you have all experienced. It's not necessarily that they think the world owes them something. It's that they don't realize there's an entire world outside of their own bubble. And now I can normally let things go, but this was personal. Okay. This was our food on the line. This was our pride. And so I gently corrected him again, hoping he would take the hint. To which he responded, oh, well, how would you know the proper pronunciation? And I thought, basic common sense. But I said, because I'm half Mexican. And you would have thought that would have ended the conversation right there, right? No, he continued with the crowning moment. You don't look Mexican. You're much too pretty. How do you even respond to that? When your entire culture has been brushed aside, criticized, demonized, people pronouncing tortilla like tortilla can really get under your skin. Okay? My perfect skin, by the way. Okay, not my fault. Your entire culture ages like milk. I am proud of my heritage. I'm proud of who I am. I am beautiful. I am confident. And yes, sometimes a bit fiery, but never without good reason. So to say the date was over was an understatement. I grabbed my things, excused myself, and I left. And on my way out, I said, hasta nunca. And part of me wonders if he ever figured out what that meant.
Great job.
Thank
Love the
you.
energy, love the spirit. You got the
Thank
fieriness. You got oh, that was great, great work.
Thank
I
you.
can tell you've been working hard on it. There's
I have, yeah.
Yeah. Uh my notes for this are minimal. I think at the beginning you can be a little warmer. So when it's yours right now, you're just up until this point, it was going really well. You can tell already that it's gonna shift. Whereas if you're just like up until this point, it was going really well. Like really
okay.
feel
Yeah.
the moment of being like, they were kind, they were considerate and charming. This is your only chance to like be optimistic in this monologue. So really feel that, really have that be that moment of warmth, being like, oh, he was hot. He was so hot.
Yeah.
He was hot. Like you can milk it. Have fun with it.
Did I
But
say he was hot?
I mean, go like if you want to add that as a joke, go ahead, have fun. Like
okay.
knock it out. Even so, like even when you start talking about the tacos, you can kind of like don't be afraid to have you're very we can already tell it's going to go south a little bit. But you can still, if you hold on to that optimism a little bit longer, it would be really funny where you're just like, if you can pinpoint the exact moment you die on the inside. It's just like, to which he responded,
that's
oh, you
funny.
mean
Okay.
nachos?
I think that is the moment that I die on the inside because
yes,
I know people who
so
say tacos.
Stupid.
I don't know anyone who says nachos.
No
that
one
is
does.
definitely
but there is someone out there who does. Guaranteed.
Nachos.
Elon Musk
is the moment I die. That's my note.
Yeah. No, it's very that. Because especially when you start talking about the specific type of white person, like it's so much fun. And the more you get into it, the more fun it gets. So
yeah,
go hog, go have fun.
Oh, love it.
And just the other part that actually you really caught me off guard because I very much expected you to go, how do you respond to that? Like anger and like you just had such genuine hurt with how do you
Yeah.
respond to that? Because I'm just like, ooh, I felt that. And that was unexpected and that was a beautiful choice. I
Thank
think any moment,
you.
it just allows you that moment of vulnerability to be like, this is my entire culture and you're just
Yeah.
shitting. And
It's
it was a gorgeous choice.
it's
Really
something
beautiful.
that I always think about, something that pisses me off all the time is when I think about when Hurricane Katrina hit Puerto Rico. Was it Hurricane Katrina? One of the most recent, like the really big one, right? And the lights went out in all of Puerto Rico. And I have family in Quebradillas, which is like it's pretty far from San Juan. So San Juan was the first, obviously, capital city, the most tourism. They were the first to get their lights back and everything. But a lot of farm towns didn't have electricity for like a year. And I remember after the hurricane, Trump was president and he had gone and he was throwing toilet paper at them like t-shirt cannons, expecting them to like catch it. Like he was at a baseball game and he was throwing things out and these were his adoring fans. And I always think about that and it shocks me. So that's kind of what's in my mind's eye when I talk about being brushed aside and demonized, taken advantage of. Um, that's that's what goes in my mind all the time, and just the state of Puerto Rico in general, how they are affected by the U.S. government, but they do not have the rights to vote for said government.
Yeah.
It's just
It's insane. It's
it's
insane.
really insane. It's something that I think about quite often. And so that's kind of where that moment is really coming from for me.
So transformative Puerto Rico, you in?
Yep.
Transformative San
Bitch.
Juan? I didn't even
Bitch.
consider that, but I'm just like, that would be so much fun. I would
Lynn,
do that in a heartbeat.
Lynn, Manuel, we need you.
Oh, I that wasn't even on my radar, but I'm just like, now it absolutely
Mm,
is.
yeah, that one gets me.
Yeah. Uh, Great work. Beautiful
Thank
work.
you.
Thank you for sharing that story. Thank you for being a part of this. Yeah, it's great. You've taken this whole thing and just really spun it in a really wonderful and unique way. And I'm super happy about it.
Thank you. I'm really excited to do this. I personally love like talking directly to an audience, and that's my intent
Mhm.
with this monologue, to look people directly in the eyes and do that whole thing. So I'm really excited to bring it in front of an audience.
Yeah. Are you
I'm
playing them
sad
as
to
if
do
the
that.
audience is like your best friends or like you're in a circle of friends or you're in a
Yeah, yeah, like
it's
they're all
fair.
my friends. But then I'm also just telling these people as they are.
Yeah. No. I think it's a good choice. I think that you've done I can see the work you've done on this. It's great. I
Thank
think
you.
you're having a ball and oh man, very funny. Very, very
It's a
funny.
fun one. And thank you for writing great material for me to shine with. So
Well, I'm very excited to meet you on Friday.
I'm so
And
excited to meet you.
it's gonna be a good time.
Yeah.